Hi, my name is Victor Salvador Núñez Garcia, and my team and me are going to present about Brazil. My team is formed by Garcia Mendoza, Andrea Michelle, Perez Rico, Carla Vanessa, and Torres Harold Fernando, and your server Núñez Garcia Victor Salvador. We expect you enjoy this presentation. Thanks. Brazil is the largest country in South America and one of the most diverse places on Earth. Its history and biodiversity are deeply connected, shaping the future, environment, and identity of the nation. Long before Europeans arrived, Brazil was home to millions of people, indigenous people. Hundreds of different groups live across the region, each with their own languages, traditions, and ways of interacting with nature. They relied on forests, rivers, and animals for food, medicine, and shelter, while also respecting the balance of the ecosystems around them. When the Portuguese explorer Pedro Álvares Cabral arrived at the coast of what is now Brazil, marking the beginning of Portuguese colonization, the Portuguese quickly realized that Brazil land was rich in natural resources. One of the first important resources was Brazil wood, a tree that gave the country its name and was valued for producing a red dye. During the colonial period, Brazil became an important center for agriculture, especially sugarcane plantations. Later, coffee was the most important crop in the country. To support these plantations, millions of enslaved Africans were brought to Brazil, which had a profound impact in the country's culture, language, and traditions. Brazil gained independence from Portugal in the year 180,022 and later became a republic. In over time, it developed into one of the largest economies in the world and the most populous country in South America. Beyond its history, Brazil is famous for its incredible biodiversity. The country contains about 60% of the Amazon rainforest, the largest tropical rainforest on Earth. The Amazon is home to millions of species of plants, animals, and insects, many of which cannot be found anywhere else in the world. Brazil is also home to several other unique ecosystems, such as the Pantanal, the largest tropical wetland of the planet, and the Cerrado, a vast tropical savanna filled with unique wildlife. In these commons, animals like jaguars, capybaras, macaws, and pink river dolphins live alongside thousands of plant species. This biodiversity plays a crucial role in the health of the planet. The Amazon rainforest helps regulate the global climate and produces a large amount of the world's oxygen. However, Brazil also faces challenges such as deforestation, climate, climate change, and habitat loss. Today, Brazil continues to balance development with conservation. Protecting its ecosystems is not only important for the country itself, but for the entire world. Brazil's history, cultures, and natural environments remind us of how closely human societies are connected to the natural world.
Hello everyone, I am Fernando Torresaro, and today we are going to talk about three important aspects of Brazilian culture. To begin with, Brazil is widely known for its cultural diversity. The culture of the country was shaped by many different groups of people over time. Indigenous communities were the first inhabitants of the region, and later African and European influences became very important, especially from Portugal during the colonial period. Because of this historical combination, Brazilian culture developed a unique identity that includes different traditions, music styles, foods, and even religious practices. This mixture of cultures is one of the reasons why Brazil is considered one of the most culturally rich countries in the world. When people think about Brazil, they often think about its colorful traditions, lively music, and welcoming social atmosphere. Another important element of Brazilian culture is football. In Brazil, football is much more than just a sport. It is an essential part of everyday life and national identity. Many Brazilian children grow up playing football in the streets and even in parks. it is very common to see people playing informal games with friends and neighbors. Brazil has also produced some of the most famous players in history, such as Pelé, who is considered one of the greatest players of all time. Thanks to players like him, Brazil gained international recognition and became strongly associated with football excellence. Finally, another symbol of Brazilian culture is the Carnival in Brazil, one of the biggest and most famous festivals in the world. Every year, millions of people participate in celebrations that include music, dancing, and colorful costumes. One of the most famous celebrations takes place in Rio de Janeiro, where samba schools prepare large parades that feature elaborate costumes, dancers, and impressive floats. During these celebrations, people dance to the rhythm of samba, which is one of the most iconic musical and dance styles in Brazil. As we can see, its diversity, passion for football, and famous celebrations like Carnival make Brazil culture fascinating and unique.
Music is a very important part of Brazilian culture. It is influenced by African, Portuguese, and indigenous traditions, which makes it very rhythmic. Music is a very important part of Brazilian culture. It is influenced by African, Portuguese, and indigenous traditions, which makes it rhythmic and energetic. One of the most famous styles is samba. Samba started in Rio de Janeiro and is strongly connected to the celebration of the Rio Carnival. It is known for its fast rhythm and percussion instruments. Another popular style is bossa nova. This style became popular in the 1950s and has a softer and more relaxed sound. Brazil also has modern music styles like funk karaoke, which is very popular among young people. Overall, Brazilian music is joyful, vibrant, and an important part of the country's identity.
Hi, I'm Andrea and I'm going to talk to you about art in Brazil. Art is a vibrant tapestry reflecting diverse indigenous, African, and European influences. It's known for its bold colors, modern movements, and strong contemporary scene. In the early 20th century, artists like Tarsila de Amaral and Di Cavalcanti pioneered a national identity by adopting anthropophagy. This was very important for Brazilian art since it became one of its most representative art styles. Another remarkable art style is street art. Brazil is a huge hotspot for this style since it's full of vibrant murals dominating urban landscapes like Sao Paulo's Villa in Madalena. Some famous artists that we can find in Brazil are Tarsila de Amaral, Cândido Portinari, Di Cavalcanti, and Pedro Américo. And some of the most famous paintings are Avaporu, Coffee, Portrait of Oswald de Andrade, Independence or Death, Moema, Saudade, and the First Mass in Brazil. Now we're going to talk about its gastronomy. One of the best ways to get to know a country is by its food, and Brazil's national dish is feijoada. It's a slow-cooked, hearty stew of black beans, usually served with rice, clee, orange slices, and farofa, which is a toasted cassava flour. As in all countries, the food depends on the region. The Northeast is known for spicy dishes using dendê and coconut milk. The representative dishes are moqueca and acarajé. In the Amazon region, what features are fruits like acai, which is served as a frozen staple, and dishes like pato no tucupi. On the other hand, we have snacks or street food. The most popular are pão de queijo, coxina, and fresh juices, or how they call them, sucos. The most popular are made from mango, passion fruit, or cashew.